She thought her pain was over, but what happens when a village girl is thrown into a world she doesn't understand? Jane stood in front of a mirror in her new mansion in America, but the reflection staring back wasn't the same girl from the village. The whispers had followed her. The shame she left behind was catching up. And when her husband's past begins to unfold, Jane discovers that even in paradise, there are snakes hiding in the grass. What do you do when your happy ending is just the beginning of another battle? After the grand wedding, the cheers, the music, and the feast, Jane held her baby close as she boarded a plane for the very first time. Her heart raced, not with fear but with wonder. The small village girl who used to sleep on a mat in a leaking hut was now flying to the United States as the wife of a billionaire. Leo held her hand as the plane soared into the clouds. "Welcome to your new beginning," he whispered. But Jane didn't know that a new battle was waiting for her on the other side of the world. The city lights of New York were nothing like the calm moonlight in her village. The cars were fast, the buildings touched the sky, and the people never stopped moving. Jane stood in the middle of it all, her baby on her back, feeling small again. In Leo's mansion, everything was beautiful. Polished floors, shining chandeliers, and golden curtains. But in the silence of her new bedroom, Jane began to feel like a stranger. The maids whispered behind her. Some of Leo's family didn't welcome her. "She's just a village girl. She trapped him with a baby. She doesn't belong here." The mockery she thought she had left behind in the village had followed her into her new life. Jane's breaking point. Jane tried her best to adjust. She learned how to use the washing machine. She practiced her English. She even started dressing like the women around her. But still, she felt alone. Leo was always busy with business meetings. Most days, she stayed indoors with the baby, watching the rain hit the tall windows. One night, after overhearing one of Leo's cousins insult her during a dinner party, Jane locked herself in the bathroom and cried until her eyes were red. "I thought this was supposed to be my joy," she whispered. "Why does it still hurt?" She missed the forest. She missed Sandra. She missed her quiet little hut and the stars in the village sky. That night, as Jane wept in bed holding her baby, she had a dream. Her late mother appeared again, dressed in white, smiling gently. "My daughter," she said softly, "joy is not found in money or cities. It is found in peace. Stand tall. Your story is not finished." When Jane woke up, something in her had changed. She wiped her tears, stood up, and looked into the mirror. "I may be a village girl," she said, "but I am no one's mistake. I am here for a reason." Jane began to grow stronger. After her mother's visit in the dream, she started praying again, just like she used to do in the forest. She took walks with her baby in the garden, smiled more, and even greeted the staff kindly, even if they didn't like her. But deep inside the mansion, a secret was growing. Someone in Leo's family, his cousin, Lisa, was determined to destroy Jane's place in the home. Lisa believed Jane was a village opportunist who didn't deserve Leo. One day, Lisa stumbled on an old blog post written by someone from Jane's village. It mentioned Jane's past and how she had gotten pregnant for a madman. It didn't mention Leo was the one, because no one knew. Lisa printed the article and mailed it anonymously to several business associates of Leo, hoping it would embarrass him. Leo's silence breaks Jane's heart. When the scandal broke, newspapers and social media spread the story like wildfire. Billionaire's wife once raped by madman, village source says baby is not his. Jane's world came crashing down again. Leo, out of shame and panic, refused to speak to the media. He stopped attending public events, but worst of all, he avoided Jane. He didn't yell at her. He didn't comfort her either. He just went silent. That silence hurt Jane more than any insult from strangers. One night, she stood at the top of the stairs, watching Leo sit alone in his office, his head in his hands. "Why won't you look at me?" she asked in tears. "Am I the problem now? Did I force myself into your life?" Leo said nothing. Jane turned and walked back upstairs. She packed a small bag, wrapped her baby in a blanket, and left. Jane didn't know where to go. She found herself walking the cold streets of the city at night, baby strapped to her chest, heart heavy and eyes swollen. She slept in a church that welcomed immigrants. The pastor's wife gave her food and clean clothes. She kept her identity secret. She didn't want to be known as that billionaire's wife. Jane began volunteering at the church. She swept floors, helped with cooking, and cared for other struggling women. One day, the pastor's wife, noticing Jane's leadership and gentle heart, asked her, "Why are you hiding here?" Jane told her everything. And the woman held her hand and said, "Your story isn't over. God didn't bring you this far to abandon you. Get ready. Your name is about to rise again." Weeks passed, and Jane kept serving quietly at the church. She had no phone, no news, and no contact with Leo. Yet, she was not bitter. She was becoming stronger, wiser, and more peaceful than ever before. She stopped crying herself to sleep. Instead, she began praying for other women. Women who were abused. Women who had no voice. Women like her former self. One evening during a women's meeting, Jane stood up and shared her story, not knowing someone had secretly recorded it. "Yes, I was mocked. I was violated. I was abandoned. But I am still here. My pain didn't bury me. It birthed something greater. I forgive those who judged me. I forgive the man who hurt me. I even forgive the silence of someone I once loved, because I now know I am more than what happened to me." That night, the video of Jane's speech went viral. Millions watched her powerful words spread across platforms. She was no longer known as the girl who was pregnant for a madman. She was now Jane, the woman who rose from the ashes. In his penthouse suite, Leo stared at the screen with trembling hands. His heart broke as he heard Jane's words. He had let shame and fear make him abandon the woman who had done nothing but love him. That night, he wept, and for the first time in months, he prayed. Leo flew across the country searching for her. When he finally walked into the little church and saw her teaching children, he fell to his knees. "Jane," he said, his voice shaking, "I failed you. I allowed silence to become betrayal. I let shame speak louder than love. Please forgive me. I'm not here as a billionaire. I'm just a man, begging for one more chance to do right by you." Jane looked at him with tears in her eyes. She remembered the forest. She remembered the shame. She remembered the pain. But most of all, she remembered grace. She walked to him, pulled him up, and whispered, "I already forgave you." Together, they founded an organization called From Tears to Testimony, helping young girls who were abused, abandoned, or rejected. Jane became a speaker, a voice for the voiceless, traveling across the world sharing her story. Her daughter Joy grew up watching a mother who turned pain into purpose. And as for Leo, he never stopped thanking God for the woman who showed him what real strength looked like. Moral lessons. 1. Never judge someone by their past. Your words can either break or build. 2. Pain is not the end of your story. It can be the beginning of something powerful. 3. Even the strongest fall, but those who rise again carry a greater light. 4. Forgiveness is not weakness, it's healing in action. 5. You are not your trauma. You are your testimony. 6. God can use the most broken vessel to carry the brightest oil. Dear viewers, thank you so much for watching this story. I hope it touched your heart as deeply as it touched mine while creating it. Jane's journey reminds us all that no matter where you come from, no matter what you've faced, your story is not over. If you were inspired, moved, or encouraged by this story, please do me a favor. Click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, leave a comment, and share this story with someone who needs hope. More powerful, emotional, and life-changing stories are coming your way. Don't miss any of them. With love and gratitude,